Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the 2019 U.S. Open Straight Pool Championships, produced by CSI, coming to you live from Griff's Billiards here in beautiful Las Vegas. My name is Ben Sutherland. I'm joined in the booth by Mitch Ellerman. Mitch, how are you, sir?
Good, thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here, buddy. We've got an awesome match right here, our semifinal match between Billy Thorpe and Gabe Owen.
Yes, the loser of this receives fourth place. The winner advances to play Mr. Warren Kiamko, who is waiting in the mists, and then the winner of that gets to play Shane Van Boning in the finals for an extended race to 150.
That's right. Billy Thorpe and Gabe Owen. This match right here, we're about 25 minutes behind our original schedule. Both of these matches.
Well, just because there's no time limit.
Yeah.
These are projected times to give you guys best interest to tune in. So here comes the break. I'm assuming Billy won the lag and deferred to have Gabe break. Seven ball didn't come back to the rack like he had hoped, and a traditional straight pool break is.
So Billy with the early opening here. Long shot on the 7, but certainly favor him to make this. I believe that 15 passes the 14th.
Yeah, if not, he's got the 1 and the 5 that go upper corner pockets.
It's kind of fun watching Billy in this event because he's extremely new to the game of straight pool.
Well, he was just saying, I never played straight pool.
Yeah, you can see him kind of getting excited about things that, how do I word this? I'm having a tough time coming up with the right words.
He opens his eyes to some new things.
Yeah, he's getting excited
moment.
about it. Yeah,
light bulb moment. He's like, oh, I can do that. Ooh, if I do this.
And up until the last match on our feature table, Billy held the high run on the feature table. He had a run of 73 balls against Shane yesterday. Shane was still able to take the W in that match. Shane now has the high run record of 84 balls, which he executed to close out the match with Warren. That was a great match with those two guys. We saw a couple of high runs, a couple runs over 40 balls.
A little bit of unnecessary movement. The cue ball didn't come up with a shot like he had hoped. I mean, the shot is the 3 ball up top, unless you feel like being brave and back cutting the 1 ball to go into the stack. But then again, you do that for your opponent as well.
Now, if you're playing the 3 up like he is, are you coming into the stack?
Kind of like that.
Yeah, that was very nice.
So now he's got the 8 ball, the 1 ball, or the 12 ball as breakout balls. As then he runs his pattern, we'll find out which is going to be suitable for him. So shoot the 10. Knowing that, he'll probably shoot the 12 next. Nope, he was getting a 4 out of there. All right, so.
He might still address that 12. Especially if he wants to use the 1 for his break ball.
8 all the way up top. See, and it's weird. You see him taking this long. He's 22 years old. He shoots a bank way quicker than this, and we all find banks to be more difficult. But it's the urgency of, in the back of your mind, what it will cost you. So it's risk versus reward, and we only think about what it will cost us should we miss a ball. So shooting those longer shots, a lot of us become more tentative and a little bit more apprehensive about what we want to execute.
Good little insight into the professional mind there.
Yeah, now you're forced to shoot the 8 up top at an offset angle, as opposed to if he had just taken his medicine, so to speak, shoot the 12 ball and draw back. his pattern play would be a little bit easier. Now he's going to shoot the 8.
Probably the 12 on the side next.
Touch the rail going in. Still a good shot. Good cue ball.
He's got to make sure he gets the cue ball off the rail here. He doesn't want to be straight in on the 9.
Yeah, now some people go side to side. Others might go 3 rails and come under it. Out and around. He hit that ball really well.
He sure did. So Billy with a early 14 ball run.
Yeah, he just finished a match. Said, "Can I get a break?" Said, "No, the heck with it." Hit about 2 balls to warm up on this table, and he's gung-ho ready to go.
Yep. I'm gonna take a moment to thank and mention our sponsors: Predator Cues, Diamond Billiard Products, Simonis Cloth, the Cyclop Hyperion Pool Balls, DCA Custom Apparel. This event is being produced by CueSports International and hosted at Griff's Billiards here in Las Vegas.
Man, what a breakout shot that was. Got 2 balls by a pocket, 15 ball down low. And, you know, if he wanted to be super aggressive, he could shoot the 3 because that 7 ball makes a big pocket. You could shoot the easier combo and slide the cue ball into the stack. But he's just going to go ahead and pick apart this rack. Curious if that 6-13 goes cross corner that the 11's going into now.
See Billy playing with one of our feature sponsors' equipment. He's got the Predator Revo shaft.
Yeah, that thing. I play with the 12-9. I'm not sure if he plays with the 12-9 or 12-4.
That's a 12.9.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, that 13 ball does go. Okay, so does the 2. He doesn't get hooked on the 3. All right, so 14, draw out. Maybe he's playing the 2? No, 14. So now he might play that combo. Just because if he shoots the deuce and draws out of there, he bumps an imperfect ball. Now he just separates the stack. That's why he hit a little firm. So the 6-9 could be his breakout ball. The 2 goes. The 12-5 go once the 2's gone in the corner that he's standing by. He'll play the combo. Shoot 10 or the 4 next. He's going to look, see if the 5 goes by the deuce. I would probably wait to shoot it. I'd shoot the 4 on the side, bring my cue ball around, maybe shoot the 10 on the other side. Help me get on that 5 ball and 12 ball in a little bit better manner, because cueing and cue ball is everything here. You know, it's kind of similar to 8 ball, where more people like to play 8 ball, like our dear friend back at Metro Sports Bar in Phoenix, 8 ball. He's a prime example.
Oh yeah, Michael Wall.
The only reason I'm saying this, and it's because he hasn't developed a draw stroke enough. And it's not that he's not a good pool player. He is. It's just he has trouble drawing his rock, so he rolls forward on it a lot of things, and he's still able to play well. His pattern play, shot selection, he just plays to his strengths. And that's something you want to kind of work on. You want to be able to move that. And playing 8 ball, he has so many different outlet balls he can shoot throughout the rack that make it easier to play. As opposed to 9 ball, 10 ball, where you got to get on one specific ball all the time, as you know.
Yeah.
See, I like playing the 10 in the side, bringing it out, and then shooting the 12, the 2, because you can stop the cue ball there for the 2 ball instead of moving it a lot. See, now he's going to end up shooting the 10 to shoot the 2 ball anyway.
Kind of surprised he went that far and didn't just kind of kill it over by that right-hand rail as you look at the screen now to play the 2 to the lower left.
He's going. He's probably just pumping his arm a little bit, getting used to it. I mean, he's still going to be on a 28-ball run after this with shape on his breakout ball. Now, I would go all the way to the rail just because I want to make sure that I'm back cutting into the rack. Yeah, see, if you get to the rail and at least touch it, you're bound to be
on the correct
in a better
side.
Position, yeah. Because you don't want to underhit it, because then when you strike the ball, go into the rail, then into the rack, you've lost so much momentum by the time the cue ball gets to the rack, it's not as much in your favor. And we want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys bought the pay-per-view, we appreciate you supporting pool the way that you do, even though you guys don't get as much recognition as we'd like to. Definitely thank you for tuning in and keeping our sport growing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He was able to get a shot at 8-1.
Today is Wednesday, May 29th, 2019. And I say that just in case this video is stumbled upon on YouTube or something years down the road. You know exactly when this took place. Young gun Billy Thorpe, 22 years old. Finished second place in our U.S. Open Bank Pool Championships to Shane Van Boning. Lost a hill-hill match in the finals. And Shane is now sitting in the hot seat of this event.
Yeah, he probably went fishing or something. You know that guy.
I think he went golfing yesterday.
Got the rest of the rack broken out.
I could see Billy picking this game up and running with it.
Well, he's only got one speed, man. Seen his
Fast.
truck? Seen
Yeah,
his
I have.
truck? Videos of his truck? He's only got one speed, man. He's got his foot on the accelerator.
Actually helped him get the tires for that truck. Myself and Steve Blackburn in Arizona. Also want to thank John Barton and JB Cases for their support of this event as well. I don't believe I mentioned them a moment ago. A big thank you to him. Constantly supporting not only our events, but
Pool in general.
yep. Can he see the 13? I think
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got just enough of it.
Cue ball and the 6 ball aren't touching. And again, reading someone's body language, the only reason he's taking his time is he wants to make sure he gets a shot, obviously, after this. So whether he draws just to clear the 15, shoot the 5 up table, the 3 up table. He draws into the 6, he can get on the 15, shoot the 15 in the same pocket.
He's got the 6, the 3, and the 5 on offer as potential break balls at the moment.
He wanted to roll up and shoot the 7 all the way up. Now, pocket in the 7 ball, the 12 and the 15 go to our left, low left pocket, the corner pocket, the bottom of your screen. And that's what he stunned it for. I don't think he's shooting the 5, because the 5 or the 3 are his breakout balls. And you can see anytime you get a camera view, you see the separation between the 2 balls, you definitely know it'll go. Gabe's over there just patiently waiting.
Yep. Gabe's had 1 shot so far. It was the opening break.
And it's been all Billy ever since. So 5 ball slide over for the 10.
And I am a
Be
bit
able to stun.
I am a bit curious as to who won the lag. You might be right. Maybe Billy did win the lag and opted to put Gabe into break.
That's generally what it's been.
Yeah.
The gentleman that ends up winning the lag will defer the break. So he's not going to shoot the 6 ball and roll down. He's just going to shoot the 3 ball, leave a 6 ball a little bit further, and the deuce will actually get him perfect. He can roll forward, and he's going to have it in about 2 ball lengths. Just play the deuce hard enough to make it. Oh, might have overrun it a little bit, but that should work because being that far behind the ball, your cue ball naturally goes into the stack. It's just speed from there.
So Billy in the middle of a 42 ball run at this point.
Yeah. I think he's coming for Shane's high run record. He's going to say, "How you like me now, bud?"
He's over halfway there. He is over halfway.
And as I mentioned in the U.S. Open bank pool, that Shane and Billy are buddies. They're probably road dogs for this trip. You know, sharing hotel, this, that, the other. There's no animosity between them. Obviously, being multiple-time Moscone Cup teammates, they're good buddies. So when I'm saying they're heckling each other, it's all in good fun.
Yeah, we saw them having some fun. They've played twice, 3 times already, I believe. They played twice in the bank pool tournament. And they've played once in this straight pool event, I do believe. And we have seen that throughout the course of their matches. They're kind of joking and having fun with each other. Matter of fact, we actually heard Billy ask Shane yesterday, should I have hit that ball with top or draw? He didn't even know if he hit the ball correctly or not. And Shane didn't answer him. You could see the smile, and Shane kind of giggled a little bit, but just to ask your opponent, did I hit that right? You know, you don't see that too often. So yeah, you can tell there's some strong camaraderie between the two.
Well, that, and if he got good on the ball, it might have been, how do you like me now, buddy?
Yeah, that's right.
Shane getting the last laugh because he's been getting the matches, but. All right, so the 2-ball B is breakout ball. Other contingencies, the 10-ball would be a good breakout ball. So you could go shoot the 10-ball, you know, say you shot the 15, drew it back a foot and a half, play the
10 aside.
back cut on the 10 and send the cue ball into the top part of the rack.
We saw Corey do that last night.
A couple times.
Corey was pretty ingenious in that match. We saw him
playing Mora.
Yeah, using the rules to his advantage, not doing anything wrong, but
just being well aware of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Being able to utilize them.
Very smart.
Not wanting to do too much with his cue ball. He hit that ball well, got on the 15.
It's pretty good there.
Man, I was going to give my Michael Buffer introduction to this would have been supreme as he's opening with a high run. It was going to be, let's get ready to run balls. And then, you know, wouldn't you know it, we're on a 50-plus ball run at the moment.
You know, I don't have a dog in this fight at all, but I would really like to see a 125 ball run.
Yeah. I think being a fan of pool, you're almost kind of glad to see anything, you know. Something that we won't leave alone probably for a while. The recognition Mr. Schmidt is getting over there in
Monterey, California.
He was able to not beat but shatter Mr. Moscone's 65-year-long record.
Yeah, that's absolutely incredible. Huge congratulations to him.
See, if he could add a little bit more angle, he'd have come off the rail. Now he's just going to have to move his cue ball a lot in order to get position. No, he kept it simple. All right. So
56. 56 balls.
He's only 70 away from the match win. 20 away from breaking Shane's high run of the tournament. 17-ish for tying.
Shane's run was 80, so he's 24 shy of that one at the moment.
I thought you said it was 73. Maybe it was Billy's was 73.
Correct, yeah. Billy's from day 1 was 73. On day 2, Shane pumped it up. Day 3, I should say.
Billy moves quick. He takes no time. He finds a shot and he goes with it. Kind of like yours truly.
Yep.
He's going to draw the 6 here, pump off in the rail and be able to pocket the 5 and go into the stack ideally. Yes, he's about pin high with the 5, so when he back cuts it, cue ball goes into the 6 balls stacked together. And I'm guessing he'll hit it with a punch to stop shot and shoot the 9 as an insurance ball. Kind of slid off the rack, 4 up table, stays by a pocket, so he's got an insurance ball in case he gets a little bit more out of line or unfortunate, he'll have a ball he can shoot. Now notice he's not even paying attention to that 7 ball. Because again, a lot of these shots you want to shoot 2 and 4 feet. You want to be inside the side pockets and be able to shoot them. So now, just because it's a back cut on the 7 ball, your bridge hand, he might go up and make the 4 ball. But I don't think he's even looking at it yet. See, the 4 ball, you just play the cue ball out of the pocket. You can play the left side of the 4 with top right, go 2 rails. So you go short rail, long rail, back to center table for position on the 14 and the 10. But Billy says, nah, Mitch, you don't know what you're talking about. 7 ball it is.
Yeah, I don't like hitting the 10 ball here. I feel like it could. Oh, he's good.
He heard you.
Yeah, he did.
He's like, thanks. Appreciate you, Benji.
Sure thing, buddy.
So now he's going to draw into these. Just letting it loose. See, now he can
he's
shoot
going to have
the
to
4
go up
ball.
for that 4.
Because the 12 ball's blocking the 15. He doesn't want to undercut the 12 enough in order to. So he's looking 10 ball maybe, come all the way down. See, I would have actually held it with inside, played the 15 with running English away, and made sure I come into all those balls again.
Yeah.
So if it was in a straighter line, see, straight in on the ball. Now he's looking at the 10. What ball can I hit to make the 15 go past the 15? And he's a little stumped. And should he get all of these balls eventually, that'll put him right at the 70 mark. That'll be 5 racks straight. Top right, enough momentum. He's going to have a back cut on the 3. 10-1. Yep, 3 ball it is. Or I like the 11-1 too.
Yeah, the 11-1 right here, even though it's close, it's not the worst shot. 3 ball, he's kind of shooting away. I still think he's a favorite to pocket that ball.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going to touch a rail. What do you guys know?
I wonder if he's going to do all he can now to leave that 13 where it is. It's a good.
If he runs into it, he might be a little upset, but I'm sure he'll think of something. I like the 11-1 now.
Yeah, and draw away from it.
I would shoot it with bottom, but not necessarily a draw stroke. I mean, you could because the 11's going to go off, hit the
toward
other
the
stripe.
10.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I clear that 13 of everything. I'm probably drawing it back 6 inches.
He says
Wow.
cross side, I'm going to get on every ball.
Jeez.
But the problem is now that he shoots the 1 ball, he's going to lightly hit that 13 or the 11. So he was able to leave the 11 alone, stay up 13. And he could leave the 11 as his break ball, which he's going to. Tell you what, man, ever since he's got that Revo, man, he just loved it. So he'll probably bring his cue ball right back to where it's at, maybe about 6 inches further to the center table of it. Like I said, off angle.
Just like that, 70 balls. 5 racks in the books. 70-0 and a 70 ball run. Double check my score sheet one time here before I open my mouth. 84 balls is the high run. So if he runs this rack, he will tie the high run. It's got to be a little bit painful for Gabe over there.
Yeah.
Poor guy's taking 1 shot. It was the opening break.
He missed the 11. Didn't take his time. And his cue ball all the way up there. See, and that's where
another ball did drop, so
the 6 spotted.
It will spot. It would have stayed down had he made
the 11,
the 11 ball.
He would have got credit for 2 balls. but I wonder what 5-ball on the side Gabe is going to shoot.
Took me a second. So Gabe is brought in, trailing 70-0. It's first opportunity to be aggressive, and he's not left with an ideal shot. I believe I favor him to pocket the 5 on the side.
Tell you what, he might actually play the 7-ball. That's what he's stepping into.
Is it? You're right.
Yeah, I'm just paying attention to the leg work where their back foot is, and that lets me know what ball they're getting on. And all right, Billy, he wants you to go ahead and blank them out now. 55 balls, here we come.
Well, the high run is out of the question. But, like you said, Billy does have that opportunity to, on the last 4.5, 5 racks, close this out.
It'd only be 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sitting here doing my own math and need to correct myself. I don't need to correct myself. That's what I got you for. You keep me in line.
I guess technically it'd be 1 shy of 4 rack. All I know is a lot of people, as myself right now, are fans of Billy Thorpe, and it should be, plays. And not only that, but I've never met his family. We're just friends on via Facebook. Yeah, I'm going to give one of those references.
Bill and Amanda?
Amanda, Bill Sr. And, you know, they're just a good family, similar to Sky Woodward and Deborah. Just good people. They brought up good young men, taught them good values.
I had the opportunity of hanging out with and meeting Billy's parents. They may or may not remember me. I'm not sure. Dennis Hatch, bless his heart, took care of me and got me some tickets to the Moscone Cup a couple years ago, and it was here. And I was fortunate enough to be sitting with the players' families.
Oh, nice.
So I had Billy's parents nearby. So we were enjoying, having fun, sweating the matches. Got to meet them. I'm sure they don't remember. I'm sure they meet a lot of people, and we didn't have any, you know, conversation that would have likely stood out, but it was still cool to meet them, and I do agree with everything you just said. Both the Thorpe and Woodward family have done an excellent job raising these young men.
Well, and that's the kind of light that needs to be shed on pool, because pool has been stained so much in the past.
Yeah.
You know, it really is a wonderful game, and if we could get the consumer base up a little bit to where people could appreciate it and not just follow the stereotypes, you know, it'd be a wonderful thing to see.
Yeah, that's always had a stigma to it.
Yeah. So he's going to play the 4-ball here in the corner, get back in line. Leaving that 10-ball, he realized the 10-ball was probably his best ball for the breakout.
And I'd be willing to place a small wager that he takes a little bit more time on his next break shot.
After the 11-ball,
After the 11, and if he does opt for the 10, which it does look like that's what he's going to do, it's nearly the same shot as the 11 ball that he had.
Just a little bit further off the rack. That extra ball length off the rack makes all the difference.
Yeah.
You can come into your contact point better. See, me being a lefty, I'd have just gone to that rail, played the 1, then the 9. That way I can play the 9 to the bottom rail, but he's going to play the 1 to the long rail and back out for position on the 10. Oh, cue ball a little high. I don't know if I'd have gone that high. Shoot a longer shot.
So 84 to 0. And he's on a 14-ball run now. I don't think we've had any blanks in this event yet. I don't think anyone's been shut out yet, have they?
Tell
that
you
you're aware
what,
of?
Billy's working on it. Jin. Look at that. No two balls touching. Shot at 12 to 8. The 2 7's a low percentage combo. The 5 14's lined up. Should he get to it? Like we might see right now. Oh, if he can play the 11, he might. But
I'm surprised he went into that there.
Nah, he just wants to make sure he gets the rack completely open. Now, like, there's a ball link between every set of balls except for the 5 and the 14, which he might run into with top left right now. But having a shot afterwards is not guaranteed, so I like coming up toward the 4. No, he played it perfect, but then he tied up the deuce in the 5. So all you're doing is creating more work. So now you could go bottom rail, side rail with top inside and bump that 5 deuce. Almost like I knew what I was talking about.
Played this game once or twice, Mitchell?
I just used to put myself into bad spots.
Got a little bit of studying to do here. We got 6 balls all along that right-hand side, and where he lays at the moment, he doesn't have a shot to the right-hand lower pocket.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the 2 ball to the, oh, wait a minute, he might have, ooh, see, now he's getting a little bit more condensed again. The 4 ball, top left, come to the bottom rail, strike the bottom rail between the middle diamond and the diamond, the first diamond by the corner pocket, and come into the 3 and the 5 with speed.
Kind of like that.
Solved. So now the 6 goes. He can draw under or play it with top. Maybe even shoot the 7 to kind of draw out. Or the 1 ball. The 1 ball was the shot. See, he wasn't looking. He's just looking to slide over again on the 3. The 1 was the shot.
Now what's he going to use for a break shot?
See, the 9 ball right now is outside the rack.
It looks like it's covering. It looks like the base of it is outside of it, but it looks like the side of, like the paint might be over the line.
Yeah.
Not sure how to.
He's going to shoot it right now, so we won't have to guess.
Thank you, Billy. Oh, come on, Billy. Don't tease us, buddy.
Yeah, he's looking at it.
He said, okay. No tease.
Not happy. That half a ball rotation just got him.
Yep.
So, in traditional Billy's fashion, I'm thinking he's banking the deuce.
Yep.
Probably cross corner underneath the 7.
You think? I was thinking side pocket.
I'm thinking the 1's blocking it enough. He don't want to play safe and let Gabe back to the table. He's cutting the deuce in. Let the cue ball go around. He's got to be careful because that 3 rail scratch is there.
Yeah, he could scratch in the same pocket he's playing the deuce into. Overcut it.
Overcut it. And that was kind of out of frustration.
So Gabe gonna finally get a point on the board. So Gabe taking his time, surveying the table. He's on his 3rd lap around it.
Man, after that long sit, oh, he could still spin the 7 in. It was another half a rotation. He was hooked. Yeah, he can spin it. Gotta just remember, Ben, a ball is 2 1/4 inches in diameter. If you're an inch gap, you can see, he hit that just regular. It wasn't even in the way. You can always manipulate and spin around, or it's just math.
Yeah, just from that angle, I thought the one had him hampered just a
Yeah,
little
I thought
bit.
he was up a little bit higher on the ball,
Mhm.
and then no, he'd still be able to elevate and kind of mini masse and spin around. Should the cue ball have been higher, I
Yeah,
should say.
yeah. Yeah, he had all of it. I didn't quite see that.
And that's the other thing I try and tell people when they're half a ball hooked, like say he was back another 2 feet shooting that shot. You know, a trick is if you can see both facings of the corner pocket, you know, again, a ball is 2¼ inches in diameter, and as we figured out earlier, these pockets are 4½ inches. You can safely fit 2 in there. So if you just need to get around, you can spin around half a ball. That's only 1 inch of coverage, you know. So then you can create that angle and still have plenty of the pocket to play.
Gotcha.
At least that's how I try and talk myself into things.
Mhm.
So Gabe got a couple of points and shape for the breakout, but he's going to have to go off the rail into the stack. Now he's 5 ball is on literally in the middle of the middle diamond. So the head ball is no longer on the spot, so he has to hit it with a touch of top or a touch of inside to go through the 5 ball, graze the top ball, or so in this case it would be the 6 and the 4 he'd want to touch and make sure he goes across the top or hit the 13. If he's hitting the 13 and lands between the 15, the cue ball could freeze to the majority of the rack and a ball may not leak out for position, depending on how hard he strikes it. So top, hair inside, shoot down the rail, pocket the 5 ball, and lightly tap the stack with hopefully a shot at the 6, 4, or the 12.
I'm going to keep an eye on his right arm here. I've seen quite a bit of movement. He's certainly got a unique wrist action, doesn't he?
Yeah, his is similar. He keeps a very light
Look
grip.
at, see?
Yeah,
That's what
that
I was
time
looking for.
He
He jumps
threw
out of
his
it quite
cue
a
a little
bit.
bit, yeah. Some of that's just a little bit of nerves.
Yeah, understandably so.
A little extra body English.
Mhm.
You know, he's a bigger guy. He wants to make sure he gets it in there. Well, I wonder what for he's back cutting into the side.
Yeah, not much else. Maybe the 7-14 if he wants to go that route, but
And actually, judging from my principles earlier, he might be able to bank the 3. He's shooting a combo. And this comes from his one pocket game. Me personally, I'm not looking to shoot a combo as my opening shot.
yeah, it's an off combo too. Look at that.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
he's thinking the same thing.
think he realized.
Stretched out, offset. If I can bank the 3, I'll bank the 3. If I can cut the 4, I'll cut the 4. And he's got to be leery of his cue ball. If he spins it with speed and comes off the bottom rail and hits a quarter of the bottom ball of the 8, it's a scratch into the corner pocket. Right where that piece of chalk is that he just put down.
Yep. He did take the combo.
Now he can shoot the 4 on the side if he wants an easier shot to get himself back in line for the rack. He can stop it and shoot the 12 or the 13 afterwards, but I think rolling forward, getting on the 3, he's looking to that side. If he does shoot, what balls go to the opposite corner pocket. Yeah, he's seeing what has clearance. 2 ball might glide past the 14.
I don't think we're going to see a 4-ball combination.
The 110-9-8?
Yeah.
No, that would throw it to the bottom part of the pocket.
Numerical order on that combo.
I'm going to look like a phone number I was shouting out. So the 12 ball or the 13 ball. I'm thinking the 12.
I don't think he's going to elect to bank the 3. 12 is probably the most logical shot at the moment. He's going to be nudging that 13. He's going to want to take care of that one. Doesn't want to tie it up with the 11.
I don't know that the 11 goes by the 8.
It's tough to tell from here, and if it does, it's got to be cheated, it looks like. Likely played at about pocket speed. He may not have that option, though.
Well, he can roll it forward, top, get shape on the 13. He's got to play it slowly off the bottom rail so when it bounces into the facing of the pocket still accepts the ball. See, that's what he's looking.
Do you know, and I haven't seen it yet, so this is the reason I ask. It's probably not a scenario that would come up very often, but are jump cues allowed in straight pool?
No, they are not. Per this tournament. Not saying it's not allowed in general, but this tournament it is not.
Cool, cool. We've got Shane Van Boning just poked his head into our booth. I haven't seen him get that excited in a long time.
He was looking at his road dog score and he was like, ooh.
Yeah, he got this look on his face. Wow. And he looked across the room at Billy and pumped his fist, kind of like, let's go, kid. Obviously, Billy not at the table at the moment, so he was able to have a little moment of communication with Shane there. That was pretty cool. Seeing Shane get excited like that. And it's for his buddy, too. It wasn't even for himself. It's for his buddy.
Tell you what, he's taking his time. He's really dissected this rack well. Got a little bit more to open up between that 6, 14, 7 and the 2 ball, but he's definitely making good work of it. Maybe shoot the 8 if you could reach it and come down into those balls and then everything's open, but he's going to shoot the 10 ball. Maybe draw into him. No, he's saving it. He's going to use the 9 and go into him.
He might go into it with the 8 right here.
Yeah, he can reach it a little better.
Got to have that right-handed player's perspective
yeah,
once in a
I
while.
know. I'm just over here talking like a lefty.
Well, I could see he's going to have to move that 9 ball to address the 6. He may shoot this 9 and go 2 rails. Oh, he's going to go 1, just straight back up. Okay. I wondered if maybe he'd go underneath to the right side of the 1 as we view the screen. Kind of giving him an option on the 1, the 2, and the 6 should he have overrun it a little bit. Who am I to question this man's path?
Tell you what, this match started a little bit behind. Should Billy get back to the table, we're susceptible to see just an hour-long match.
Yeah, you're right. I think we were about 20, 25 minutes late starting this one. Now, on the flip side of that, if Gabe was to run out from here, the
Just
pace of play, yeah, he
14
did,
ball.
yeah. Had he not missed that, if he was to potentially run the set out from here, I think it would be in a significant amount more of time than it would take
he
Billy.
was taking his time, yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that at all. He's
Oh, different strokes for different folks.
Yep.
Billy just, like me, you think long, you think wrong. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's, I mean,
Not trying to
some
be
people, that's the way
combative.
it is. I'm that way. If I'm down on it too long, I start to confuse myself, get cross-eyed, and I have to stand up and reset. I can't stay down on it too long. I think he's a little straighter than he would like. I wonder if he'll show off a little bit and draw all the way back up to the head rail. Oh.
Too much juice. He twisted it out of the pocket. It went into the long rail to the point. But no, I'll tell you what, we are definitely seeing some good pool. We've seen both of them miss this rack, which is unfortunate, but just goes to show they're human.
Let's get a correction here. I think it's 96, not 99, 98.
All right, he's got good height on the cue ball for position on his breakout ball. Be curious to see. This will actually be Gabe's first attempt at a breakout ball, I believe.
Sorry for the pause. We are all, myself, the referee, Billy, and our scorekeeper, we're all kind of
We're just making sure we're all on the same page.
triple checking everything here. There we go. So I think we are all on the same page here, 98 to 14. Looks like our referee's got an iPad or some sort of tablet that he's utilizing. Gotta love it when we can implement technology, make our lives a little bit easier. So Billy 27 points away from locking up top 3. Gabe 111 away. 109.
Made the wing ball as well as the break ball from that rack. And that's just showing a little bit of his experience playing the game.
We saw Warren doing that quite a bit too.
He, not just because he made the ball, but the containing of his cue ball control was exquisite. You know, he made sure he got a ball. Didn't have to, you know, go into it Mach 2 like my philosophy. He's able to just contain it really well, give it that stack a little bit of a burst, and, you know, continue running.
Like we said, the winner of this match will have a 4 o'clock match, 4 o'clock scheduled match, which is about 50 minutes from now, facing off against the Warrior, Warren Kiamko. And the winner of that will see Mr. SVB in the finals. And the finals are going to be a race to 150 balls, so it's slightly extended. While Gabe's picking this apart, I'll use this opportunity to touch on a few events we've got coming up here, July 17th through the 27th at the Rio. We have the USA Pool League National Championships and the BCA Pool League World Championships. In the same building, we will have the Predator Arena. The 17th through the 20th, we have the Diamond Las Vegas Open. It's limited to 128 players. The entry fee is $275. $25,000 added to that event. And then the 22nd through the 26th in that same arena, we have the Predator World 10-Ball Championships. $100,000 added to that event. First place guaranteed $30,000. That one's limited to 64. You must be invited to that event. The all-around winner for our 3 U.S. Open events that we're hosting this week, the all-around winner will gain a spot into that World 10-Ball Championships and a $3,500 bonus. Second place all-around will get a $1,500 bonus. Lots and lots of events coming up. We've also got U.S. Open 10-ball and 8-ball in August here at Griff's. For more information on these events, check out playcsipool.com/events for a full calendar listing.
And if you haven't signed up, do it.
Yes, sir. playing Keno. Sorry if that's a bit distracting, folks. Maybe they can't hear it. I'm not sure. I would imagine they can, though.
Well, I mean, if you guys hear it, you let us know, and I'll just start singing for you, and then you'll really be sorry.
The contrast in styles is about as drastic as it gets with these two, isn't it?
Yeah, he's walking around.
Yeah.
And, you know, some people do this. I'm a firm believer because I'm a quick pace player, and I know that people do it to me all the time. They just slow down, so it kind of takes you out of your rhythm.
Yeah.
And that's fine because, I mean, some people are smart enough to recognize it and not let it bother them.
Yeah. So I believe Gabe will be leaving the 6th ball for his break ball.
Oh, yeah. Had to punch it, make sure that cue ball come out. He's going to do the same thing here. Now, pay attention for those of you who might not have a little bit smaller billiard IQ. He's going to hit this ball relatively firm, but all the momentum is going to be transferred into the 3 ball. So at the speed that it hits the pocket, the cue ball is just going to stun forward. The left is going to have it climb, and he's probably going to hit it with a hair low. So it'll climb high, the low will help it draw, and the left will bring it a little bit all together and come off the rail. See how the 3 went with a little speed, and then the cue ball just touched the rail and come out?
You hit that beautifully.
Just a little bit of insight. When you're executing balls, you can do a lot with a stun shot. You didn't necessarily need to draw it, you know, and you're just playing the physics of it.
So Gabe starting to claw back. Trails by 70 balls. Let's see here. I believe he's in the middle of a 31-ball run. Billy patiently waiting for his opportunity, hoping for a mistake from Gabe. Gabe does not create a mistake on the break shot, which we have seen to be about the, you know, when an error happens, a scratch, if you will, tends to happen majority of the time on the break, a breakout shot. Cue ball deflecting off the stack and ending up in a pocket.
So you can shoot the 8 ball, you can shoot the 1 ball. Some of his plan Bs, so to speak.
Yeah, I think he'll be looking at that yellow 1. Not sure how far ahead he's looking yet, but the 13's in a decent spot for a break ball. Now navigating around it for the next 13 shots or something different.
See, this is where I'm definitely like a 80s movie. Just be the ball, be the ball. No, 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 no.
Wow. That's awesome.
Got a little bit straighter than he wants to be. He's getting to take care of that ball up top. He's going to draw all the way back, come off the rail. I would say probably get on the 11. No, he slid over to get on the 3. Perhaps the 15. The way your rack is laying right now, his breakout ball is going to be the 13, the 12, or the 14. And you're like, well, Mitch, both of those are inside that triangle that's drawn on the tip. I understand that, but he also needs to move them in order to pocket them and become successful. So being in the vicinity that they're in, those are going to be likely options that will also become breakout balls.
It's nice to kind of look around the room and see some of the one pocket players making their way in for the start of tomorrow's U.S. Open one pocket.
Oh, yeah.
I've already seen a couple of familiar faces from Arizona.
Not saying they like one pocket there, just maybe a little.
I think Arizona's got about a quarter of the field. So safe travels to everybody on their way. Be careful out there.
Yeah, y'all be good. If you can't be good at it, all right, I'll be here all week. And the week after that, and the week after.
It's a true story, folks. Come down to Vegas and get you some action with Mitchell.
Whoa, easy there. They got all the casinos they can get in action.
Throwing you right out there, buddy.
I'm going to be a working stiff. Time to get back to work after this week.
That's the right answer. If you're looking for action.
I'm very fortunate that position I am with the people I have at work behind me.
Yeah, you seem to have a good thing there, buddy. Keep that up.
As Ben said, Gabe just slowly clawing back. I'm sure Billy's over there waiting like a cheetah, just waiting to pounce.
Yeah, Billy knows he's less than 2 racks away. He doesn't want Gabe to get there first. Looking around the room, I see Warren on a table. Mr. Kiamko.
Oh yeah, he's waiting for the winner of this to be his opponent. He's getting in stroke.
Staying all primed up. Can he stun over into the 12 at all here?
Yeah, he can roll into it. He didn't. All right, so what are you going to do now, Gabriel?
Does the 9 pass the 4?
You know what his pattern's going to be? Play the 4 ball top left, get above the 3 ball, shoot the 3 ball, stun towards the center of the table. On our viewpoint, about 3 ball links to the right of the 3 ball is currently, whether he goes to the rail or just stuns out. Now he's just going to have to draw it back. He got 2 straight. Yep. And then play the 9 ball. So actually from there, he can stop it. His cue ball will back cut the 9 just a hair, about 15 degrees. Cue ball go to the side rail, shoot the 12 and draw back for position. Yeah. So hit this 9 ball with top, hair left, touch your long rail on the right side of the screen and come back to center table. And depending on where the cue ball rests, oh, he's going to stun. He's not even going to. And the reason I say that is he's elevated and striking a little lower, so he's stunned up. So now he's going to hit this forward with top, maybe a hair of inside to come in a straighter line. And just come up by the 13. I don't see him hitting it with top right, going bottom rail, side rail with a lot of inside. That would just kind of be unnecessary. And your cue ball has to travel more in order to get to the same spot, so he's keeping it simple.
I need to correct myself. Somebody may have caught this, may not. I'm a few minutes late. Gabe was actually in the middle of a 25-ball run to start this rack, and I believe I said a 31-ball run, which wouldn't even mathematically make sense because he only had 28 balls to start the rack.
He ended up hitting it with a hair outside, and that cue ball ventured away from the 13. So now he's a little bit straighter than he wants to be.
So a 39-ball run going at the moment for Gabe. Billy Thorpe still sitting patiently, waiting for his opportunity. We are heading into rack number 11.
Tell you what, it's a wonderful Wednesday afternoon here in the beautiful city of Las Vegas, and it's nice to see all the people that are coming out to support the pool here at Griff's. Bunch of people tuning in online. Like I said, we appreciate you guys, and we appreciate the audience that has shown up here.
Yeah, I think some of the fans who have full-time jobs are starting to get off of work and make their way in to support. And those without jobs have either at home still sleeping or they've been here since the beginning of the day.
He was not fortunate enough to come up with a ball on the position after that break shot, so he is playing safe, and Billy's gonna leave the chair after a little stay and see what he can come up with. He's gonna skim the one, the bottom of the rack, play the cue ball 2 rails. That was very well executed. All the congestion, the loose balls are down table. Gabe's gonna
Can he shoot the 12?
return serve.
It's risky, but does it pass?
It passes, but he's thinking risk versus reward. He might be able to leave this cue ball up on the rail and tempt him to do a better shot.
Now, do you use the 11 here to get that, or do you use which side of the rack do you like to come off of to get back up table?
It's all personal preference because you want to see what balls you can hit harder. So, like, for instance, this cue ball, you can shoot the 1 real easy, but the 1 can leak out if you don't touch the 10 where something could absorb the energy.
I like the 11 into the 15.
You could actually skim the 11 into the 15 is a good shot.
Or down into the 12, and he doesn't have to worry about selling out either of those balls or the 1.
Yeah, but the 12 ball, if you as thin as you need to hit it in order to, or as thick because you need to miss the 1. So he just made sure he glanced it, try and get his cue ball out of there. The 1 blocked the 10 ball, so it was still a productive shot.
Yeah.
It wasn't a wasted inning.
So this is one side of the game we really haven't seen in this match yet, kind of a more tactical side.
Yeah, I like glancing the 4 ball with an extreme right and going to the long rail and back into the stack.
Freeze back into the
He
694
might just
area.
take a foul. No, he made sure he got
Oh,
that was a great shot.
That was gorgeous.
So Gabe is going to skim off the 14, hit it thin, and go up to the top rail. And Billy will have to take a second and look, because I'm thinking, uh-oh. All right. So Billy's going right over to look at what I was looking at, the 11, 15, 8. Because the 15 is automatically cutting the 8. It's whether you can hit the 11 hard enough.
To transfer energy through 3 balls.
I don't think he's shooting it.
He's going to take a foul. So Billy's going to lose a point for that. And there is a bit of a unique 3-foul rule in play. If a player should foul 3 times in a row, you lose a point for each foul. So there'd be a total of 3 points lost just on fouls, but 3 in a row also cost you an additional 15. So if you foul 3 times in a row, you're essentially losing 18 points, which is more than a full rack. So it's imperative to play those wisely. Sometimes it makes sense to 3 foul. You'd rather give up 18 points of your own than potentially give up the entire set by selling out. So it's kind of...
Yeah, me personally, I would probably skim the bottom of the one. And Billy's just going to go ahead and keep taking a foul.
Yeah, I mean, Gabe could easily do the same thing in return again. You know, Gabe could do the same thing again. They'd both be on 2 at that point, and Billy would be forced at this point to do something, or take the 3 foul, sacrifice the 18 total points, and I believe a rebreak occurs at that point.
Yes, it does.
And that would be Gabe's break.
So 2 fouls apiece. Billy working out his arm. He looks like he's going to go for it. He didn't get Gabe to. He's going to possibly skim the one. Great shot. See, I would have just done that from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's actually 40. I think Gabe actually has 40. He came into this rack with 42, and he's fouled twice. But he also did pocket the break shot, so yeah, I guess 41 is right.
And he's on 2. He might be shooting a 15. No, just skimming the 11.
He could play that combo shot you were looking at. Wow.
Still, nothing goes. I mean, at least from our seats. Something might go from down there. I'm skimming the 11, bumping the 1, bumping the 10-7.
I think he heard you.
Said, thanks, coach.
Thanks, coach. Is that Cool Runnings?
Yes. Would you like to kiss my lucky egg? Uh-oh. Gabe getting excited like that 7 almost went. But I think playing the 1 into the 11, he'd actually have to bank the 1 into the rail. So
Clip the 11 back.
And it actually changes the contact point on the 11. I don't think you could spin rail first and then it would go because it would throw
7
the
balls
7.
still stay high.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's got to get the...
I see what you're saying. We essentially got to bank and kick the back of the 11 up, but still clip the 7.
Correct. He's still got to cut it a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm thinking he's going to shoot it. He's really talking himself
Yeah,
into it.
he certainly is.
So see the distance between the 1 and the rail? So if he banks it into the rail, it actually comes into a different contact point on the 11, and that's what he's looking at. Now again, this is just all from right here. I don't think you can spin the ball, go rail first, and then cut the 1, like push the 1 into the 11 and make it that way. I don't think so, but I might be educated here.
Yeah, we'll see. I feel like it throws the 11 a little bit.
Yeah, threw it high, and Gabe's going to probably regret that. Now, this is something to pay attention to. Neither one of these guys pocketed a ball, especially Billy, because Gabe was on a little bit of a run. So I'm curious as to what his shot selection is, the 12 or the 10. I would almost say the 10 because the 7 makes it a bigger pocket, even though it's a little tougher shot. He's going to play the 9 on the side. Got to watch the cue ball. See? And his arm's still a little bit stale, so Gabe going to be able to come back to the table with a couple of balls to shoot.
Yeah, he's got options here.
He's looking at maybe making the 7, stopping right there, playing the 1. No, he's going to play it right now.
Smash that 8-ball. Well, 3-ball?
Yeah, he can spin the 7 though.
Can you see enough of it? Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I don't know if I like shooting the 3-ball just because it seems to be a break ball. I like spinning the 7, coming into the bottom of the stack.
I feel like the 10's too much in the way, but
12
he
could
certainly
be a
would
break
know
ball.
better. Certainly would know better than I
Well,
would.
he doesn't want to be stretched out and shooting. He wants to be comfortable, pocket the ball, and continue his run.
He's looked at it a couple times now. He might be onto something with that shot. He's going to draw this. I think I like running into the 4 and pushing the 4 along the long rail.
Now he's on the 9. Now he's going to get position for the 7, I'm assuming.
That's what he's looking at.
Because he's letting all the angle do the work then. It's just a momentum control from there. Cut the 7 in, cue ball goes towards the 8. You hit it with right, it goes towards the 15, the 6, the deuce.
How's he going to spin up into the vicinity of the 8, 2, 6, and
Yeah, middle
14,
right.
15?
A little bit of running English. Middle helps it go forward. Just like that. Not ideal for where he wants his cue ball to be, but I think the 2-ball goes. A little bit of saving grace to not have him jack up, shoot the 11, or have to
Thin the
really
14.
thin the 14.
I love that shot. Thinning that 14, but still trying to avoid that scratch in the same corner pocket. Not very good at it, but I like it. All I'm good for is a break shot. Notice he was taking extra care of his shirt there. We are playing all ball falls. So if his shirt or any part of his clothing, a cue stick, a bridge, anything along those lines, bumps any ball, it will be a concession of the inning. Struck that ball pretty nice. He's got options here.
And he's clawing his way back into this set.
He sure is.
Billy had that attempt and was unable to capitalize after Gabe had shot an aggressive shot.
Yeah, Billy's had, I believe, 2 opportunities since he hit 98 points. 2 or 3. Both players intentionally fouled in that safety exchange a little while ago, which took a couple points off each person's score. Billy also had a chance with that. I believe it was the 1-ball, 1 or the 9-ball, cut in the side pocket earlier this rack. Came up a little short on it.
Yeah, I'm thinking Gabe might save the 14-ball as his breakout ball.
Certainly not a bad option.
Just because you can fire it into the side. If you shoot the 5-14, the 5 means your cue ball stays up high on the table.
I think if the 10-ball wasn't there, he could use the 12 comfortably as a break shot. as well. It's just all preference. The 12's in a pretty decent spot, but it looks like it's going to need to be moved to pocket the 10 ball. Maybe he can go right at it here and avoid the 12 entirely. And if so, I've been deceived on the angle. Yeah, I'd look for him to use the 12 now.
See, I would have left my cue ball right there, fired the 14 in the side, because it doesn't have a whole lot of distance till it pockets, and it's all cue ball from there. You could hit the bottom rail, Mach 2, come into the stack, get a shot. You can slide directly into the stack off the side of it, but that's where you risk scratching. Yeah, see, boom. Look, cue ball, stack, bam, at Mach 2. But what do I know? I'm just here in the booth.
It certainly would have been a good shot. It'd be a fun shot to watch. Smashing into balls at light speed.
And I'm curious if Gabe's pace has really played a factor in Billy's execution. He's really taking his time up there.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, you were saying earlier that people do that to you on occasion. They'll slow down a little bit just because they know
immensely.
it pulls you out of your rhythm.
It's all right. Knowing is half the battle, and I know that they do that. Is it annoying still? Yes. And in the art of war, what do they say?
All's fair.
If you're annoying your opponent, keep doing it. So. Well, I'll tell you what, he's got a lot of work with this cue ball to do in order to get on the 12 ball, the correct side of it to come into the rack effectively. Got a stun, draw under at 2 rails. Good speed. What a shot.
Yeah, that's a great shot. So, 54 to 96.
You know that stuff's contagious, right? You just made everybody on the stream yawn.
Could you hear it?
No,
I was trying to do it silently. I did yawn, folks. Mitch happened to turn over and look at me as I was yawning, but I was trying to do it silently so you couldn't hear it on the stream.
Like Chewy.
Well, I was about to, but I'm not gonna. So we've got 54 to 96. Yep, we're correct. John Lehman just recited it back. The players are in agreement, so we're all on the same page with our score. I want to say thank you once again to our sponsors, JB Cases, Predator Cues, Cyclop Pool Balls, Simonis Cloth, Diamond Billiard Products, Discount Custom Apparel. Visit dcashirts.com for all your custom apparel needs. They're the official apparel of CueSports International.
And y'all better make sure you come down to the Rio. Yours truly will be at the Predator booth, giving some demonstration, answering any questions about Predator power, baby.
Attaboy.
And some of the technology that they use in order to advance improving your pool game.
Wow, this run could have come to an abrupt halt.
I'll tell you what, he is extremely lucky that that 7-ball got to where it did. He's looking at that 5-ball, praying that it went. Oh, wait a minute. 2, 14, 11. If he can hit it. If he can hit another.
Oh, yeah. That's delicious.
Yep. Okay, so I wonder
Well,
what 11-ball he's going to shoot. I'd already pulled the trigger by now. I'd have shot it with middle right so the right climbs into the stack. Dun, 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 dun. I'm not saying I'd have made it.
If he pockets that 11, I feel like it's going to brush the left hand point as we're viewing that upper left pocket. I feel like the 2 cuts into the 14,
like
which cuts into the 11 and pushes it low. I still think it goes, though. believe we just heard him say 5-ball. I'm not sure. Is he back cutting that 5?
No. He's playing it up top.
What do you think about taking a foul here?
No.
I mean, if there's nothing aggressive.
You're talking to one of the baddest bankers on the planet.
Oh, yeah, he didn't need to take one. He just stuck him in there.
That's a good shot. I'm still swinging for the 11. Billy might play the 6.
John.
Need you to watch this hit. John's going to go ahead and take a look because Billy's going to call the 6-ball.
I think Billy's calling the 5-ball bank in the side, and he wants John to verify that it's frozen so he can calmly shoot all the way through it.
Yeah.
We saw him do that against Shane on day 1 of the bank event, I believe.
They're frozen.
Okay, John did call it froze. Billy is now going to be able to stroke through it, which is not a double hit. He is pushing it, which is legal. He's going to spin it with right. Man, I'll tell you what, you got to hit this ball really good.
And the cue ball plays a little bit of a follow the leader on this shot, too.
You instantly sell out. If you hit it with right, though, the cue ball comes back. So it's like you're making an M.
So now we're spelling letters on the table.
Look at this. Look at
A little
this.
high. Oh, great speed.
Billy loved it.
Great speed. And
so again, I said this kid could bang.
yeah. He certainly can. We've seen him do that 2 or 3 times
All
now
right,
through
so
this
now
event where
this
they're.
is where Billy needs to slow down. Make sure he gets a ball under his belt. Okay, now, as soon as Billy breaks 100, another 2 balls, I think he's going to be walking around a little bit more confidence. Get right back into his pace. And he's just got to be tentative towards that end of the rack, not give Gabe any more chance to control the tempo of the match.
Yeah, Gabe's had control for about the last 30, 40 minutes or so. It's a little.
Yeah, if that 8 goes in the side, I'm shooting that. Short distance to travel, easy cue ball control. I'd roll forward. See, he's trying to do too much, manipulate the stack. He might have got away with it if that 9 goes, because now it's blast off. Okay, 11 ball. Draw it back, bump to 4.
Almost like playing the 6 on the side here and pushing the 4 out for a break shot.
Yeah.
He either doesn't see it or fancies something else.
Well, he just hasn't got to it yet. A lot of that's the experience part of playing straight pool. He's probably waiting for something a little bit better, or he's probably just saying, thank you, 10 ball, you know, just shoot the 3 to get on the 10 right now, come up, get on the 6-4. You know, now he's going to shoot what I'd say is probably the 4 ball. No, he's shooting the 6. I'm shooting the 4.
I think he changed his mind. He went with your shot. Because the first it looked like he was queuing for the 6.
So
Stood back up and hit the reset button and then shot the 4. And I think it's going to prove to be the right shot for him.
So something to consider, you would not go 14-7. You would go 3-7. But, I mean, you could shoot but then the 3 ball, you have to move so much for 2 shots to get on the 3 ball correctly because the 10 ball's blocking the pocket. So I'm thinking 3 to the side rail and out with top. 7 ball with top, come down for the 14. But he's going to do 3 and use the 7 to get on the 10 ball as his breakout. And that's a good pattern.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe this will put him at 109. I believe Gabe had ball number 1, which means 13 were left for Billy. He started his run with that frozen bank shot on the 5.
Good shooting, Billy.
The break shot and that's it.
Huh?
I made the break shot and that's it.
Yep.
13 to 1.
He just confirmed that what I just said. So Billy is 16 balls away. 1 rack and 2 balls. Oh no. So I believe that ball spots.
Yes, that ball spots
And
because
we're
he
gonna-
pocketed.
We're gonna take one off
And
of
then one off of Billy's.
Billy's score here.
So Gabe still has a chance to get 14 this rack. Man, it's really unfortunate.
Somehow these people know when the matches are going on, and they're starting to get later and later in the matches. The crowd seems to get bigger and bigger around the feature table. Got SVB with us, sweating this one right behind us here, sweating his buddy.
All right, we were just taking a mild break while the players were regathering after their break themselves. Gabe's gonna go ahead and take this 13 ball to get him on the 111 down table so he can go off the bottom rail into the stack. Okay, a little bit off the rail, so now he has access to the whole cue ball. The 1 ball does go, the 11 goes. If he shoots the 11, he can play it with whatever top spin to get on the 14, the 4, or the 7. Goes to the long rail on your right side of the screen. Comes out for position on any of those balls. Or maybe, I'm thinking he's going to play the 1. Yeah, so that way it opens up the 5 ball. The 5 ball have a pocket. And now he'll shoot the 5 ball. Or just for, yeah, see, I wouldn't shoot the 11 because that could be your insurance ball as you come into the stack. So I'm shooting the 5 ball kind of firm. Coming into either the 3 or the 10 and the 3. And really a little bit of pace. Just separate them and get position on the 11, or if something opens up a little bit better. He did a little bit. Uh-oh, cue ball. He is not happy with the way that turned out. And that's all right. He still has a shot, just a little bit of a tester. Perhaps the 3-ball or the 14. And it's similar from the dynamic of the way this game is played. Lots of 2-foot shots. Your mechanics slow down. You're used to getting your arm real small with a little burst at the end. So you go small practice stroke, burst. Now you have to come with it a little bit, so you're able to go a little bit bigger swing, bigger follow through. And don't misconstrue that with hitting it harder. It's just the construction of the fundamentals for striking the ball. So he's going quick little strokes, but he'll take a bigger stroke for the finish. He hit that ball very well. Was able to separate the 7 and the 12.
What did I miss?
Position on the 4.
He's running this whole thing so far.
Yeah, so far he's been in control. And on the outside tables, we still have Kiamco hitting balls the whole time. So, you know, he wants to come into this next match ready. And a lot of that is, I was speaking with Shane the other day. We all notice how I'm a little soggy around the midsection. And he's been like the Tiger Woods in our sport. And it's actually who one of his heroes are, who he's, formatted his work ethic after. You got to do work away from the table as well in order to be successful in the pool, and that's something a lot of us should be able to benefit from, especially if you're out there, you have kids that play or anything. Make sure,
Keep them healthy.
you got to take care of yourself off the table as well as on the table. You don't want to be 12 hours into a tournament because you had a 4-hour match and then another 6 hours of waiting, and you get up there and you're feeling stiff or mentally you're wore out. It happens a lot. So the more prepared you are physically, the better it is and less strain it'll be mentally.
Some useful advice there, folks. So Gabe, circling and surveying, making sure he weighs all options before pulling the trigger. Every shot is crucial. He's in a bit of a hole that he's trying to dig himself out of here. Just got that cue ball back where it started. As much as he doesn't want to disturb that 15, it's a pretty good break shot. He's going to have to shoot it here, I believe. .63.
Sorry for the clash of my headphones. I was Warren Kiamco come up and asked me the progress of the match, and I was just letting him know the score.
So Gabe did elect to shoot that 15 and break open the stack a little bit. fold with this.
Either way, he's got a combo or a bank.
Yeah.
He's definitely not happy.
Mm-mm.
And you can actually see Billy just grabbed his pool cue, so he's having a feeling he's going to suit up.
Yeah, this is. I don't. Okay, if you had to bank here, what are you banking, Mitchell? I don't think the 10 goes on the side.
The 10 might be able to open up. Actually, no. Looking at it, the 14, no. You could definitely not leave Billy a bank.
Yeah, he might have to.
I actually like slow rolling the 9 in the side, the cut shot past the 4.
Yeah, it's there. Certainly not easy.
If I were a gambling man, I would bet that that's what he shoots. Actually, no, he combos way better than I do. He might shoot the 14-4.
Does the 10 go all the way down table to the lower right as we view the screen if you wanted
It
that
does,
drastic
but
cut?
I wouldn't shoot it.
I actually like that more than I like playing the 9. That's like we're saying though, this is all preference. He looks like he's going to combo the 14-4.
Yeah, that's his background. Oh, 14 all the way up.
Oh.
What were we talking
Yeah.
about?
That was good the whole way. I wondered if he'd do that. Kind of free the 2 out of there and potentially turn it into a break shot. It's not ideal from there, but it's still workable.
Just to give you an idea of how wonderful it is to be playing in these conditions. I picked up my telephone just now to look at what time it was, and it felt like an ice cube.
Yeah, it is certainly cool in here. Saw what I thought would potentially be his break ball, given the position of the last 3 balls. He's changed his mind and gone a different route.
Shoot it that way.
All right, slow rolling the 4, playing the cue ball just off the rail with a hair right, cutting the 11 into the side for the breakout, going into the stack.
He might play the 11 here and draw about back where his hand is now and leave that line for the 4 ball. Play the 4 into the side with top, maybe a touch of top inside. Smash into the side of the rack. Or go 2 rails and underneath the bottom of the rack. Yeah, that's the way he's going. He's playing that 11. So he's going to leave the angle on the 4.
A little backwards.
You hear him say a little backwards.
Yes.
So we got a score of 108 to 69 at the moment. So it's starting to tighten up. It was 95 to 3 at one point in favor of Billy.
Yeah, 'cause I had 55 before, right?
So Gabe's done
I
a
had 55.
good job of
69 sounds perfect.
clawing back and holding his man. You heard him say 69 sounds perfect. He's liking it.
Not so good I want to be stuck on it.
We can quiet down for a moment and listen to them chat amongst each other. Billy recording the score, but reciting it back to Gabe, just for clarification. Now, are you going to go side rail into it, or are you going to go underneath it?
The momentum that you gain goes one rail straight into it.
That's a good shot. That's a really good shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. So we were fooled again, Mitchell. We got off to an extremely fast start on this match. Thought we were going to make up a little bit of ground.
We were just saying what it looked like, not what it was going to be.
Yeah. More of the Arizona one pocket contingency just made its way into the building. I think Arizona does have about a quarter of the one pocket field. Take a look here and see. Yeah, 5 of the 21 signed up currently still reside in Arizona. And there's yourself, who lives out here now, but I got a feeling your roots still run through Arizona.
I am one of those people that does not forget where they come from. Or at least I try not to.
So even though there's a approximately 40-point gap between the two players to start this rack, 39 balls, I got a feeling Billy's sweating it over there now. He's feeling it.
Uh-oh. Wonder what 2-ball you're shooting. And he's going to be jacked up. He's got to make sure he doesn't commit a foul. As Ben said, we're playing all ball fouls. I don't think he can spin it. He might spin that 8. No.
Looks like he was shooting way across the face of it. Yeah, I think you just have to be weary of the 8-ball, but elevate and take the 2.
And the 1-ball as well. I was saying that because of his bridge hand. His bridge hand, he's a righty, so it's going to be closer to the 1-ball than the 8.
It's true.
The way the tip comes off. Missed it.
Wide right.
Billy going to jump out of his seat and say, all right.
Billy's got to be happy at this
17
point.
balls to close it out.
Yep.
Be this, the rest of this, and
A few balls from the next
I
one.
don't know if I like this opening shot he's choosing. I would definitely shoot the 14 in the side.
He's so excited. He's about to jump on that 13. I think he's seeing what you were pointing out now, buddy.
Yeah, just slow roll. It's natural roll.
Does the 1 go?
No. 13's got him covered. He's playing the 13. Somebody was nice enough to shark him with their ringtone.
It was Gabe. I'm just kidding. He really has his heart set on this 13. He keeps changing his mind.
Yeah, he doesn't want to pull the trigger.
I think he realizes he squandered an opportunity last time he was at the table. And now it's...
Yeah, what was so rough about that? Now you're off and running. Wonder what 11-ball you can shoot. You can shoot the deuce. You get on the 11 and the 12. You overrun the 11 for this right corner pocket. It goes in the left. It goes in the side. You can shoot the 12. You can let your arm out a little bit, not be so tense. Just commit to making the ball. See, 11 ball corner pocket if you feel like getting on the 10 and the 3. I mean, the 10 and the 3 go now, but you end up moving the 3 ball too much. The reason I say the 11 to the 10, your lines, your position lines are much easier. You're not moving a bunch of balls around the table and rearranging the furniture.
If he pockets this 11, can he play the 10 without disrupting the 3? Or is it just less disruption?
That's what he's looking at. Yeah, you just barely slow roll it. If you glance the 3, the left will throw it in. You can shoot the 15 or the 3 next. Excuse me. So probably go 12-1, free open the 8 for his breakout. Or is he even thinking of it?
Where's he going to play the 1?
Play the one in the opposite corner pocket. Okay, so he's opting to get on the 3 ball. Didn't want to mess with the 10. Now you got to be careful if you make the 10 as well, because then you're absolutely stuck shooting the 15, and it's always good to have options. I like slow rolling the 3, killing the cue ball, and I think it's just enough to where you're not going to make the 10. Okay, he made sure that the 10 didn't go. See, you gotta look, get shape on this 1 ball. It goes in the low left corner pocket past the 13 or the 11, whatever that bright stripe.
If he can avoid the point here with this cue ball, he could get back over there. He could also just kind of
it's natural.
Try to kill it and get over there with the 15, but I think he'll try to attack here. He did so pretty nicely. That's perfect. That's perfect. He can go up for the 15 if he wants. He can hold it there and use the 8 next if he wants. Don't know if he'll leave that 8 for a break shot. I believe part of the paint on the 8 is into the rack, but I'm not sure. It's a little tough to tell. There might be just enough to clear the rack out of the way.
Well, and he doesn't want to get close like he did before with that 11 ball.
That's right.
Yeah, he's going to shoot.
He's going to go underneath it.
The bottom ball in the bottom of the rack. He's going to go forward. He's looking at where he needs to be so he can fire this ball in at the bottom of the rack. And we'll be just balls away from the conclusion of this match with Warren Kiemko playing the winner. The way things are shaping up, Billy can close out this rack.
You what?
You got 116.
116?
That's correct. Wow.
Hit it way hard.
Wow.
That's the part you got to be leery of. Look at this cue ball come all the way around, and no, maybe the 7, but now he's going to be forced to shoot the 15 or the deuce. Go over and look at the deuce. That way you're not jacked up over a ball. Look at the deuce.
Said Mitch, I got this.
Well, your whole hand's on the table this way. You don't force. Ooh. Hit the outside part of that pocket.
You need 14. You need all of them. Well, no, you're only going to 9. 9 to win.
So you need 8 more.
Oh, yeah, 9 total. So you need 9 total.
So he needs 6 more.
So I need 7. You need 13 total.
7, yeah. The break
seven
ball
for
plus
both.
the 1.
I need only 7 more, right?
Uh,
Yeah. You got 116. Why do you say 13? You got 116, 117, 118.
7 more. He needs 7.
7 more.
7.
No, because he had a foul a couple games ago. You guys probably got it.
John.
He had 116. 113. What did he have before?
Yeah. Gabe said it. He only got 8 last rank.
Hold on.
Yeah. A little 1-point discrepancy. They're clearing up. I believe we're all on the same page as Gabe and Billy.
This is my official score. I've been keeping score the whole time.
But what was it before that? I understand you had a 170. Yeah, yeah.
Do they have the sheet up there?
Yeah,
Yeah, he does.
All right, let's see what he said.
It's 116 to 74. There was a foul in the last 2 racks. Sorry. Yeah, we'll let them handle it. I'll stay out of it. Thank you, Vincent. Sorry about that. I probably shouldn't have got involved. So, the winner of this match, we facing off against Mr. Warren Kiamco. Billy said, you know what, I'm just going to shoot. If I got to run too many, that's okay.
That's all right. I don't really care. I'll run 7.
Billy says that's all right. So yeah, there's a little discrepancy on 1 point.
Yeah, but so last game I made 6 balls, not 5. There was 9 balls left on the table when you started the ball. How did I make 5? That's 5. 14, 9. There was 9 balls left on the table. I made 5.
So is Billy on?
I need
To
6.
start the rack, you need 9 balls.
He's
To start
pocketed
the rack.
3.
How many you got down?
Okay, so I need 6. Bam. Perfect. This shit takes a rocket science.
The enthusiasm of confusion.
And folks, for those not familiar with straight pool, and for those that are familiar with it, you're likely to agree. Scorekeeping can be a little bit confusing at times in this game.
I don't know that he wanted to get this far out on the deuce. That might be some of the frustration. Hit a little firm on that 7 ball. Goes through and makes it.
Break open that 8 ball a little bit.
And he missed it.
I did that
See, he's
against Campo
frustrated.
yesterday with that deal. I just got so confused. I didn't know to make a ball. Okay, how many? It's easy. 3, 6. I say it's easy. I say it's easy. 3, 6, 9, 10. You got 5. You got 121. Same thing against Campo. I got so confused. John, I made 6. 75, 1.
So I need 4 balls.
Gabe needs 51.
You got 121. I'm going to make sure we got the score right. Because he came over and said something else. Right now, it's 121 to 75. I need glasses.
All right, what the players have is the official score. See a little frustration out of Billy. Rightfully so. So you heard Gabe say 121 to 75. So we'll take that for what it is and run with it.
That's right, John? 121.
Billy, take a break?
I don't know. He probably did. I can keep shooting, right? Okay. So it was 121 to 75.
answer Gabe and John's question, yes, Billy did step away for a minute to the restroom. Probably in there washing his hands, hitting the reset button. Just clearing his mind, waiting for his opportunity to come run 4 more balls and close this match out. However, Mr. Gabe Owen is going to do everything he can to prevent that from happening. Looking at a 12-10 combination here. Wonder what application that is for phones or tablets for scorekeeping on straight pull.
Good question.
It's pretty handy. Nice shot from Gabe. Handles the combination nicely, controls the cue ball very well. He's got a couple of options here. He's about dead straight in on the 3 ball. He could elevate and play that if he likes. I think I'm a fan of playing either the 1 or the 12 ball here. Like the 12, I believe.
Yeah, I like playing 12.
He can still draw back out of that and miss hitting the 1. He could also run forward if he wants to address the 1 to the upper right or the 2 to the lower left. He has opted to roll forward a touch. A little less room for error, less risk on that shot. Rather than trying to snatch it back, he could have bumped the 1 and ended up with nothing or ended up in a funkier spot. At this point, the 4 ball being left as the last ball wouldn't surprise me. If he can get a similar angle to what he has now, maybe a ball or 2 to our left, cut the 4 to the lower right and come up into the stack. That looks like a fairly decent option from here. So we're going to go 2-8-3. Looks like he's drawing this ball. Oh, he was just stopping it there. Good shot. So I imagine he'll track on either side of the 3 ball. Either side works. It's all a matter of preference. And he'll gain for position on the 3 ball into one of the upper corners. And I think he'll be taking that 4 ball shot as his break shot that I suggested a moment ago. Does not want this on the rail. And it is nearly frozen to it. So depending on how straight he is, he may just roll it. And you can see where he's looking. If he does roll it, he's going to end up near that left rail. He will still have some angle at that point to break out. I think ideally he would like to be about where the 3 is with the cue ball. And he did a pretty good job of getting back over there. So he will be playing the 4 to the lower right and taking the cue ball up into the bottom of the stack. Got a score of 121 to 84. As soon as this match is done, we will pause for, I would say, no more than 5 minutes. We will end the stream and we will be right back. Players will allow Warren to come in and hit a few balls on this feature table before the
Yeah, Gabe and
second
Billy
and third
have been
place.
going right at it back to back, so it'll be back to back to back.
Yep.
Whoever the victor is, and I'm sure they'll want to decompress for a couple minutes, let Warren practice, and come back and continue the party.
Yep. I like how he hit the one wing ball rather than hitting, you know, the 7-3 or 5 full. He could have gotten stuck or ended up a little funny had he caught the bottom of the rack really full. He was able to clip that corner ball, and I don't know if that was by design or if that's just kind of the way the cue ball leaked out. But it opened up 5 or 6 balls fairly nicely and didn't tie up the cue ball. So he's got fairly good starting run at this rack. Shoot, we even got World Series of Poker dealers making their way over from the Rio. Everybody wants a piece of the pool action today. Gabe off to a good start here. He's shooting this 11 ball, plowing into the 5 of the 13. Put some separation on those 7 balls.
Yeah, see, he's picked apart this rack really well. A lot of that, you can tell he's played straight pool in the past, and it's not so foreign to him. He collectively goes into the rack, removes 6 balls, and comes back, removes 6 balls.
So certainly a large contrast in styles between the two players. Billy, a rhythm player, fast player. Gabe, more methodical and thoughtful.
Yes, absolutely.
Both ways extremely effective in getting the job done. It's all a matter of preference, what the player prefers. We've seen a little bit of a pattern with the young guns, such as yourself, Mitch.
I'm not
Even
the young
even
gun
younger,
no more.
yeah, I was gonna say even younger guns,
I'm
such
not
as
the young gun no more.
know,
I got a lot of gray hair to prove it.
Skyler and Billy, and we've seen that the younger players tend to play with a bit more pace. They're more building on rhythm, whereas some of the, I guess, old school, if you will.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty ticked off now that you mentioned it.
Why is
Tell
that?
me I'm the young gun. Nobody in the stream told me when I was on the stream table I'm lightly going bald up top. Who the heck didn't tell me that? Nah, I'm just teasing y'all.
Stop it, Mitchell. Seems like, oh no, I better not.
Ben and I just having fun heckling with each other.
Yeah, we are.
Let's see. 3, 6, 9. Gabe is 6 to the good this rack. Puts him at 90 balls. Plus remaining 8. That can put him at 98 should he close this rack out. And if he doesn't, I'm just going to say Billy's going to go ahead and win the match.
Yeah, Gabe's going to need to put him away here. And if Gabe was able to come back and win this match, he was down
98 to 3.
I got 95 to 3. Maybe
Oh,
it was
excuse
98.
me. Yeah, because they did the 3 fouls, right? He went back. He went back.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. At one point, yeah, in the middle of rack 8, he was down 98 to 3.
You doubt me.
I'm looking at the end of rack 7.
Some more continued heckling.
Yep. I can't win.
All right, 7 ball. Gets him back in line and position.
He's got a very unique wrist action on his right hand.
Yeah, he keeps it bent inward so his knuckles are down at the ground. Shane's is actually quite similar. Shane and Archer.
Kind of turn it a little.
And another gentleman that doesn't get out and play anymore that we don't hear much from, but he was a tremendous pool player and a tremendous guy, is Stephen Moore, also Stevie Moore. That's what he's better known by in the pool world. And if you're tuned in, buddy, man, we miss you. I hope life is good, the family's well.
Haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah. Just, again, commenting on people who have similar attributes as far as the design of backhand and fundamentals. So he's going to hit this ball perhaps a hair left to make sure a straight top, it's a half a ball hit, might hit the 1 ball, so a hair left to open it up, go away from the 1 ball and hit the side rail sooner.
Yeah, I don't think he's anywhere near the 1 on this shot. Could be. I feel like he's going to be over by that middle diamond on the...
If he hits it with straight center ball?
No, not if he hits it with straight center. No, I feel like he's going to...
Yeah, he's going to hit in between the first diamond and the middle diamond. Missed it.
Wow.
Oh, folks.
What just happened?
Oh, folks. I'll tell you what, Billy better take his time and really bear down and just cinch this ball and come up with top, hair left. Come into the right side of the middle diamond and the first diamond. Come back down for position. Just like that. Oh, he's too straight, too far, not enough left. He's not happy.
Here, Gabe say you got 13, or I got 13, you got 1. So Billy. Billy 3 points away.
Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. And he's almost straight in.
He's been within 16 points of closing this out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th rack.
He might get a little crazy here. He might force this ball top right inside 2 rails and zoom. That's exactly no love.
No love at all.
And that's the point we're making the other day, the argument of being able to send 1 ball into a specific side with a mass of 1 going into 14.
Doesn't want to expose that 14.
And he did.
Gabe's staring at it like a hawk.
It should be 123.
Yep. There we go.
You made the last ball last game. There was only 2 left. Last ball. You only need 2 balls. You're at 122 because you already made your break shots. You're at 122 before you shot the break shot. You're okay.
I already got fucking Jordan 1.
Sorry if a foul word or two slips through the cracks, folks. We do have a mic over the table, and these players are pumped up, lots of adrenaline, lots of emotion right now. So if a word slips through, the players are from the crowd.
This is a $1,000 match.
Yeah. Forgive us, folks. We're trying to keep it all family friendly. Looks like Gabe's gonna attack the rack here. He's not gonna be a big fan of this, I don't believe.
Wow.
I don't see a dead combo or a dead ball. I don't see a cut that's not considered an extreme flyer.
I'll tell you right now, I'm shooting an extreme flyer. I'm back cutting the 9 into the 8 off the 3 in the corner. Think it just misses the 10.
I think you,
Nope.
I don't know. Can you freeze on the 6 and just push something to a rail?
No, he would have to hit the 9.
Or take a foul?
Yeah, you're probably better off rolling right where the cue ball's at, just to right where he walked past the first time and up there and taking a foul. Oh, actually, what am I talking about? He's going to skim the 7 with inside, spin to the bottom 11, 15, 12.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's a good shot. It's a little tough to control, but not too bad. Just got to make sure he gets a good thin hit on the 7. Doesn't want to hit it too full because he'll be deflecting away from the stack at that point.
And he'll be loosening up pool balls.
He might just kick and take the foul. Yep, that's what he did. So we're going to subtract 1 off of Gabe. Still a smart shot, though. Yeah.
Yeah, Gabe's calling the 7 in the corner.
He must not like the 7 because
Well, it could be froze
Could
to
be.
the deuce.
Yeah.
If it is, then it's going a ball length outside the pocket, but it looks like he's shooting it.
I think he's sacrificing another.
Actually, he could be playing safe. Uh-oh. 7 ball, corner pocket. If you think Billy's not shooting it, you are crazy.
We may have, yep, I was going to say, we may have our referee, John Lehman, called over to watch.
Billy needs this ball and to pray he gets one loose or just so much suspense.
And this has been a dramatic match. Lots of excitement. It looked like Billy was going to steamroll.
Just fell. Billy on the hill needs 1 ball.
I held my man, didn't I?
What'd he say?
He said, I held my man, didn't I? Referring to not really having a shot. He can possibly make the 11 past the 9, play the cue ball into the stack, and mainly it's all cue ball from here. He's going to call it.
What's the score, man? I need 1.
Billy says, "What's the score, man?" Great angle right there. That'll do it.
Congratulations, Billy Thorpe.
Billy Thorpe, by a score of 125 to 98, defeats Gabe Owen.
He's
Gabe-
going to be coming up to play Mr. Key.
God damn, what a game this is.
Gabe
When the
Owen
score
takes.
gets down to the bottom, you don't know. Like I'm not good at math. I'm fucking from Ohio.
Okay, folks. On that note, I'm Ben Sutherland,
I'm
joined by
Mitch
Mitch
Ellerman.
Ellerman. We will
We'll see
have
you in a bit.
Warren Camco and Billy Thorpe here shortly. Thank you, folks.